So Junior up here talking about, so you trying to take my girl? It was like, I'm tired of this dude. Let me let him know what's up. So I'm like, do you not know I already had her. I'm like, would you tell him I already smashed you straight up? So everybody's sitting like, what? Like, oh no. I'm like, tell him I smashed you. So she like, Roshan, stop it. You did not smash. I'm like, tell him I smashed you already. So he like, you ain't smashed nothing. She said, you ain't smashed. I'm like, trust me, I smashed her. The teacher like, everybody quiet down. Please go to your seats. Everybody go to your seats. I'm going to have to break this little group up. So, the teacher, he like, he cool, but he was just like, I'm going to break this little group up. So he started placing like, piping that. Mind you, I'm sitting over there by the window in the corner, like in the depot. He put Jazz on one side. He put everybody on one side, right? So now Piper Jr., like, Liz, all of them, they all on one side, right? So he's teaching, right? We're in the middle of class. Now, I'm not raising my hand. I still got like a headache, right? It's still kind of like, but like this headache was thumping. Like it would not stop. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get home. When I say I was clock watching, I was watching the clock so hard, like, man, time is going slow, right? So I'm just looking at the clock like, oh my God. So he like, who want to come up here? All you hear is do at his door. So we looking, right? So he opened up the door and it's the security guard, but the security guard is talking to him outside in the hallway. He called him outside in the hallway. So Junior like, hey, I bet you don't want to do no shots. Tell everybody how you punked out. So, he's like, Junior over there just talking smack. So I'm like, man, leave me alone. I'm like, worry about your girlfriend. So Piper like, she turned her head real hard. You could tell she was mad. Like that look like, don't play with me. So everybody just sit up there laughing. Boom, the teacher come in, right? So he like, Roshan, can you come here? So I'm like, huh? He like, can you come up here for a second? So Drew like, you in trouble. So I'm like, I ain't in trouble. I ain't do nothing. So I get up, right? And I go, he like, after the period over, you want it in the office. I'm like, they want me? He like, yeah, the security guard just came and told me. I'm like, do you know why? He like, no, I'm sorry. I don't know why. Literally, that's what he told me. He don't know why. So now I went from having a headache to now I'm worried. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I can't even focus on work. Boom. The bell ring, everybody shoots out the door, right? So as I'm shooting out the door, I'm like, I can't believe. So Lex like, hey, I need to talk to you. I'm like, wait, I gotta go to the office. She like, why? I'm like, I'll be right back. She like, I gotta talk to you though, okay? I'm like, okay, I got you. So boom, I go on ahead and I go to the office. When I get inside the office, it's my mom. It's my mom. It's my mom. Bro, like, lady, I just left you. What are you like, bro? What is going on? So first thing first, I was just like, I was shocked. Okay, I was shocked. My heart was on the floor. My face was looking stale. Like what brought you upon this request? Like, what made you feel that you needed? Like, why are you here, lady? So I'm looking. She like, you just never know where I'm gonna be, do you, Roshan? I'm like, what happened? She like, I'm here to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. I'm like, immediately choked up. I'm like, because I just got done popping off in class. So my mom like, I'm finna get ready to go see your teachers, your principal coming with me, and the security guard. So I'm like, you finna see my teachers? She say, I'm finna go see your teachers. So I was just looking like, oh my God. Because we haven't got grades yet. Like we just now kind of kicking this off. So my mom, literally, the principal, the security guard, me and my mom, we end up walking in the hallway, right? Everybody in the hallway. So Junior see like, your mom fine. I'm like, don't worry about my mom. He like, she fine. And he bumped me. So my mom like, who is that? I'm like, Nobody. I'm like, he think he's all that. So the principal like, okay, your first period, okay, we get it right here. Okay, I know her. So boom, everybody's looking. You know, like how all eyes on me, living up in the third. Like, I think, you know, like that moment where like you tough when you by yourself, when your parents ain't around, but when your parents around, you like, man, I'm talking about I was a turtle in the shell. I'm in the shell. Bro, we get to the first class, right? Teacher is there, you know what I'm saying? So my mom is asking questions like, you know, this is my child. I just wanted to do an update because I know how Roshan can be. So boom, she like participate in class, does a really good job so far, passing, but we have to see once the you know, the semester is, if all the grades is met, right? The first semester. So my mom like, okay, good. So I'm okay, now I'm getting a little confidence. I'm feeling a little good. Okay, I'm feeling good. So now I kind of got the chest out. We walking in the next class because I didn't know how I was really doing. So pretty much all the teachers said I was doing good. When we went to gym, you know, my old coach, he was just like, hey, you know, we really miss Roshan. We want Roshan back on the team. My mom was just like, no, Roshan is not going to even be here for long. Like, he's not going to be here for long. So boom, after she talked to him, now we was looking for the teacher that class I was in. He was just not like there because he left out with us. So boom, we see him in a hallway. And so the principal's like, oh, that's the teacher right there, right? Like, that's the last teacher we're missing. So my mom like, okay, good. So my mom like, I know this one's going to be good. I'm very proud of you. You could just tell my mom was proud of me. They walk up and they started talking to my teacher immediately, right? So he's looking and he's looking at me. You know how like that teacher got something on you? Like, I can end you right now if you don't do what you're supposed to do. So he was like, Roshan is very good in the work. Just had a little altercation today. So my mom like, what type of altercation? He's like, well, you know, it's not a, you know, just teenagers being teenagers, you know, loud talking. Loud talking like what? Saying the answer? Hurry up, rush, saying the answer? Because I know you ain't loud talking in this man class when this man trying to teach. I'm like, no. And I looked at him, but even though I looked scared at my mom in my eyes, I was like, I wish you would. I'll promise you. Yo, you'll really be calling my mom. I will really act a fool in your class. So he was like, no, you know, he told my mom, say, but other than that, the grades is looking good. Always passing the test, this and that. So he talking to my mom. Boom, everything is perfect success. So I'm already late. So the principal's like, just tell them that, you know, you're coming in there and I excuse you. So my mom like, I'm proud of you. Keep it up so you can get up out of here. You just need to go on ahead and clear this semester. You get me? I said, I got you. She said, I see you when you get at home. Boom, I go to my class, right? I do my class. The class is over. I'm in the hallway now, right? I'm at my locker. Now my headache is semi going away. So I'm kind of feeling good. So I hear somebody like, ooh, ooh. Now I'm at my locker. That's all you hear is, ooh, ooh, oh, no, oh. You just hear a lot of amp, but normally we are automatically loud anyway when we all in the hallway. But this loud was a different type of loud. So I shut my locker and then Jazz like, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, for what? She was like, I saw that your mom was up here. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, Kiki probably would tell you that. I'm like, watch out. So I walked past her, right? So she was like, Dad gets like that? I'm like, yeah, go talk to Kiki, right? I yell, go talk to Kiki. So I bust the corner, right, to see what's all the commotion because it was a big group. It was a big group popping right there. It's Junior. They got quarters, right? They all, like him and some more guys, they got quarters. Now, they throwing it to the wall. But whoever is the farthest gonna get the $5. So Junior busts out and say, hey, you want to get in so you can lose like you lost in shots? I already took your girl. I'm like, I told you. I smashed that, right? I told you. I smashed that. You ain't smashed nothing. I'm like, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. I smashed her. I said, she just don't want to tell you. I say, you let me know how good it is. So I'm walking away. He like, why you won't play me? He like, you scared. He like, won't you play me? So this dude, he come up, he like, yeah, come on. So I'm like, hey, I don't even know you. Get up out of my personal space. He like, man, this a hallway. I could be wherever I want to be. He like, watch out, little mama. Straight. Call me little mama, bro. I said, I'll show you a little bit. Dude, straight. He knew what he was doing. He was disrespecting me, but I get it, though. I get it. Everybody don't know, you know what I'm saying? In case I tell them. I'm not coming out telling everybody like, hey, I'm really a boy. Like, no. It's just, all right, cool. I'll eat that up. I'll catch you on the back burner. So, boom, I say, I'll take your money. Come on, let's do it. So, he like, you got to have $5. I'm like, I got $5. Boom, I throw the $5 down. He throw his $5 down. So, boom, I pitch. Boom, I win the first. Boom. So he like, oh, that's luck. He like, all right, let's make it 10. So he like, put both of the fives down. Keep both of the fives down. And then he put the 10. Boom, pitch. I win again. I'm like, man, you suck, man. He like, what? He like, that is lucky. He like, give me your quarter. I'm like, what? He like, give me your quarter. I'm like, so now you gonna pump me out my quarter? He like, give me the quarter. So I'm like, here. He like, I gotta make sure the quarter ain't loaded. I'm like, it's not dice, man. He like, oh, I'll beat you in dice, Uno, spades, whatever you want to do. I gamble. I do this. I'm like, you can't even beat me in this. So you hear the security guard like, hey, what's going on over here? I know it ain't gambling over here because you get kicked out. I'm like, no, I ain't gambling. I'm like, I'm just getting my money off the floor. So I grab my money and he kept the quarter, right? So boom, everybody separated. We go our own ways. Boom, we go to class. Now, after this class that we was just in and we got out, Legs come up to me, right? This is our last period. Legs come up to me. She like, I need a favor before the bell ring. I'm like, what? She like, you know the last class that I just left? I'm like, no. She like, I'll show you. Look, so the last class I just left, I had the cheat codes. She knew that they was having a test and basically snuck on the teacher's desk, took that actual assignment with all the answers and studied that. And when she took the test, she would remember all the answers. So I'm like, okay. She like, but when she told us to give us the test, when I was re-looking over when she stepped out the class, I left it flipped over. And when she walked in, all I know is she was like, pass the test up. And I put the original test, like, tried to have it and put it in the desk. But I passed the other test up thinking that, I'm like, wait. I'm like, so you gave the wrong test? How could you manage to give the wrong test? How could you be, like, that doesn't even make sense. How did you do? She like, all I need you to do is take the test off her desk. I'm like, is your name on the test? She like, no, but she knew that her answer sheet was missing. And she was like, if somebody in here been on my desk and stole the answer sheet, we gonna have a problem. She had already told us that. So the teacher already expressed it. So Leg just trying to give me all this. The first bill in the room, she like, come on. She like, I just need your help. I'm like, okay, I got you. I'm like, so where's all the tests? She like, they all piled up on her desk. Now, I don't know exactly what am I looking for. So I'm like, is your name on the test? Because she never told. She like, no, it's not. It's just the answer sheet. I'm like, but how would I know if it's the answer sheet? She like, everything is in red. She like, and we had to do everything in pencil. I'm like, okay. So the security are like, come on, y'all got to get ready. Y'all got to get ready. Start making y'all way to y'all classes. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to do this because, all right, cool. So I walked her in front of her class towards a class, the last class, and I look. I see the teacher and a student. So I'm like, yo, she already in there. So she like, what you gonna do? I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. Like, my mom just like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, man, you probably just gotta tell the truth. She like, no, I can get kicked out. I can get in trouble because I stole something. So she like freaking out. She like, you owe me because look what you did to me last year. You got me kicked out of the school and blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I got you. I'm like, just wait right here. I'm like, but you gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have to go on the desk. I'm not going on the desk. She like, okay. So I walk right in. I'm like, the security guard want you. She like, huh? I'm like, the security guard want you. Want me? What they want me for? I'm like, yeah, they're over there. So the security guard was like, maybe like a couple of rows down. So a couple of lockers down, like some lockers down, like a couple of rows. So you can still see them, but that give Legs enough time to run in, do whatever she need to do, right? But mind you, it's a student in there. Legs go in there, put her actual test. I watched her put her actual test. She looking through the papers, but I see her looking through the papers, but she don't find the answer sheet. So she like, right? And she walks out. So I'm like, did you get the answer sheet? She like, no. So boom, the bear on now. I am late. I'm not in my class. All right, so security guard like, hey, everybody should be in their class. So I'm like, legs. So she power walking. I'm running behind. So the security guard like, I hope you're running to your class. I'm like, yes, I'm running to my class. I'm like, what happened? Why are you running? She like, I couldn't find the answer sheet, but I put my test down. I'm like, all right, she ain't gonna never know, right? Boom, I end up going to my class. Now, the lady was straight mean. My last period, she was straight mean. She was straight mean. So I get to the door. I ain't that late. I'm like a couple of minutes, but I ain't like extremely late. Like I ain't that type of late that you be like, yo, you're 30, 40 minutes late. Like literally I was like about a couple of minutes. Boom. I'm trying to get in, right? And you can see her teaching the assignment, right? You can see through the glass, door. I'm trying to pull the door open. So she's looking, she like, so basically, it looked like she was mouthing, go to the office. Pump your brakes. Why? Like, let me in. You just told my mom I'm doing good. Let me in the class, Willis. So she would not let me in that class. So I went downstairs. I went to the security guard. So I was like, can I get a pass? So he was like, what you need a pass? So I'm like, I was a little late because I had to use the bathroom real bad. Boom, give me a pass. I go back. She let me in. I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm late. I had to use the bathroom. She said, well, you have enough time and you have breaks in between your periods. I'm like, understood. She said, so now you missed the first couple of questions that we had on the board. So I'm going to erase these answers and you're going to come up here and you're going to show me you know the answers because we talked about this assignment yesterday. And if you don't remember, I'll make sure when I see your mom again, I give her a different report. Now here come the threat. Like, wait a minute. That's been a tough day for me. All right, cool. I go up there. I mess up on one question. The other two I got right. Had a good, successful day. Boom. We're getting ready to leave out the school. Jazz like, can I talk to you? I'm like, no, I don't want to talk. She like, why are you acting like that towards me? All because you invited me to the party. I went to the party with you. I made friends. I'm like, yeah, my friends, not your friends. So since she's your friend, she like, okay, it's no big deal. I'm like, it's not. So I walked out, right? I left. I'm on my way home. I get to the crib. My mom is there. Caleb is there. Caleb called in sick. First off, Caleb ain't even finished the whole day of school. This dude is that like, Joe, to see him downstairs eating yogurt in his nightgown pressed me. Because in his nightgowns, in his shirts, he always got holes in them. And it's always in the important parts where it should be the most covered up. So I'm like, you didn't go to school? He like, my mom came and got me at the lunch. At the lunch. You could have finished. I feel like at the lunch, you could finish the rest of the day. Boom. Marky comes in. So my mom, she's talking to me. She like, I'm so proud of you. She like, Marky, I went up to your school. You didn't know I was there. So Marky like, you went to the school. So she like, but all y'all doing good. Both of y'all doing good. Marky, you get all your stuff back. So Marky, I get all my stuff back. So now I'm thinking in my head. I say I'm thinking in my head. All right, I'm doing good. I got my cellular device. I got my game. I got my, I'm doing me. So I say, hey, Mom. She said, wait, but let me tell you something. I'm stepping out because, remember, I already stepped out already. I didn't step out because Kylina came over here. But Kylina wanted me to see how the tiki bar look at her house, and I want to go see. So she's probably going to do my hair there because Kylina was still her hairstylist. She was like, she's going to do my hair there. We're probably going to catch up, and then I'll be back. I said, when you leaving? She like, You not my man. Why you be asking questions like you my man or like you chick like you my dad? You not my daddy. So I'm like, oh no, I wanted to go to a friend house real quick. She was like, how long you gonna be? I'm like, not that long. She like, I'm timing you. You got 1 hour. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. So I leave right away, right? So you hear Marky like, Rowdy Dowdy, right? So I'm like, what? He like, he runs down there. He like, where you going? I'm like, I gotta make a run. He like, I want to go with you. I'm like, no. He like, Mama said I can go if I want. I'm like, but I'm telling you no. He like, Dad. He like, why you acting like that? I'm like, I'll be back. He like, all right, I got something to show you when you come back. I'm like, all right, cool. So boom, I'm walking. As I'm walking, getting closer to the rib place. I see Roy. Roy like, yo. I'm like, what's up? So we stopping to talk. He like, what you doing later? You want to go to the park? He like, everybody hooping. I'm like, nah. I'm like, I can't go to the park, right? So he like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. I got something to do. I'm like, hey, you gonna be right here when I come back? He like, yeah. So boom, I'm steady walking. As I get closer to Kiki's crib, I see her and Jazz sitting on the porch. So immediately, I was like, I froze up. Like, I literally froze up. I could not believe my eyes. I'm like, what is she like? What? So I stopped in my tracks, turned around, and walked off. They didn't see me. I could see them because I didn't pass that bridge yet. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I'm like, what is? So I'm walking off trying to collect my thoughts. So something in the inside of me, right? I don't know if it was the pettiness, if it was I was on demon time, whatever it was, right? It hit me. It said, Rowdy Dowdy, turn around. Why are you walking off? Like something was telling me, something was coaching my brain to turn around. I turned around and walked back. As I'm coming up off the bridge, up in her little parking lot area, right? They see me now. So Kiki like, oh, what you doing over here? Why you ain't call? I'm like, oh, what a surprise. I'm like, oh, y'all hanging? So she like, yeah, we just kicking it a little bit. So she like, you want to hit this? You know, Kiki asked me like straight up, like, you want to hit this? I'm like, no, you ain't got to work today. She like, no, I'm like, I need to holler at you real quick. So Jazz like, hey, I'm like, I saw you at school. Like, I'm like, I just saw you. She like, so that mean you can't speak again? I'm like, can I talk to you? So Kiki like, what? What's up? I'm like, can you come off your porch? She comes off the porch. She comes to me, right? So I was like, let's walk. So we walk a little bit and we get closer towards the bridgeway. So I was like, I'm gonna tell you this. Don't never discuss my mama with no one else. She was like, what? I'm like, it's not funny. She like, no, that wasn't me laughing. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. I'm like, don't talk about my mom. I don't care how the way my mom feel when it comes towards you. Don't never tell anyone about my mom in case I'm present. She was like, you came over here to tell me that you could have called? No, because I wanted you to see my face. Never talk about my mom again because you're making her look right. She was like, whatever. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Whatever. And I walk off. She like, that's it? I'm like, bye. And I threw up the deuces, right? Bye? Bye? Like, I have nothing. Like, you done talked about my mom in a private conversation with someone that I don't know, potentially like me. I don't know what's going on, but why? And what really blew me is to see them on the porch. That upset me. I'm talking about my head could have popped off my body. So boom, as I'm walking, right, I hear somebody like, Rowdy Dowdy, Rowdy Dowdy. I hear my name being called. So I get stopped like at the traffic light because, you know, I didn't have to walk away. I turn around, I look, it's Jazz. She's running behind me. So I'm like, please. So I'm hitting the button, like trying to change the thing. Like, please, come on, say walk. Come on, say walk. She like, can I talk to you? I'm like, no, I don't want to talk. Go talk to Kiki. She like, that's all you've been saying. Stop. I said, please don't touch me. She like, no, stop. I'm like, stop grabbing me. I'm like, go and talk to Kiki. Keep my mom name out y'all mouth. She like, I never said one thing about your mom. I'm like, listen, I don't care. Y'all go be friends. She said, I'm cool. What is the big deal? She like, I already know what's up. I'm like, so what's up? Tell me. You know what's up? That you like both of us? I'm like, no. She telling you everything. I'm like, you ask her what's up. I'm like, since y'all talking so much, tell her to tell her business. Because obviously you don't know what's going on. She like, but you won't tell me. And she's following me. Right? She's following me. So Roy, he comes across the street. He like, yo, try this. He like, this right here, try this. He like, this good. So I'm like, no, I'm good. He like, this kush, man, try it. So she like, he said he good. He like, who is she? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, she Kiki friend. Go over there with Kiki. She like, you want me to go? I'm like, yes. I want you to go. Bye. So she like, never say nothing else to me. And she walks off. And I'm like, fine. And I sit there and I'm like, we're like, what I just dab into? I'm like, gee, I don't know what's happening. He like, you want to talk about it? I'm like, just walk with me. So boom, he walks with me. We get in front of the crib. I goes in the house, right? I'm like, Ma, I'm back. So she like, okay, come in the house. I'm like, oh, I'm on the porch talking to my friend. She like, how many minutes you got left? I'm like, I still got, I don't know what time I left. She like, well, you got 10 minutes because I got to go. I got to roll. I'm like, okay. So boom, I'm still on the porch. I'm like, you can always come back when my mom come back. So don't light that up. He like, oh, all right. So he put it in his pocket. So he like, just tell me what happened real fast. I'm like, man, this girl that I used to smash and talk to, this older chick, I don't know. She's getting cool with, I don't know, the girl that let me. I'm like, I'm confused, right? So I'm telling you straight up, like, I'm a teenager, like, I'm confused, like, I don't know what's going on, right? I can't go to my mama because my mama told me I was forbidden not to see her, so I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, right? So he like, let me know when your mom leave. I'm like, all right, cool. So boom, he walks off. I go in the crib. So my mom like, look, I'll be back in a couple of hours, okay? I left some money there just in case y'all want to order some pizza or go get Boo Man something to eat or go walk up there and go get him some ribs. I don't want to hear nobody in my house. I don't want the neighbors to call me and say something is going on and it look like it's a party going on because May ain't throwing it. I'm not throwing it, so if I'm not there, ain't no party should be popping off. Don't have nobody in my house. You got that? You doing good. You on the right path. I'm proud of you. I don't want to take y'all things away. So my mom giving me, I'm like, Mom, relax. I got it. She like, I'm relaxed. Can't you tell? I'm like, I actually could have like, no. She like, don't play with me, Roshan. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I got you, Mom. She like, yeah, you better get me. She like, I'm gone. Boom. She leaves, right? So Kayla comes down like, did Mom leave? You hear him yelling. You can't see him. So I'm like, yeah. So this dude walks downstairs. Like, not, none of that dramaticness. None of that. He walks downstairs. Put out the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry ice cream and say, can you blend this up with milk? I said, wait. You walk downstairs, he like, duh, how you think I got here? I'm like, I thought you was hurting. He like, I'm not hurting. I'm not hurting. I just told Mom I was. I didn't want to go to school today. First off, I knew it. I knew he would, because it was the way he like, every time he would come in, it was always overly loud, overly dramatic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so you tricking Mom. He like, and it's working, right? I'm like, I'm gonna tell her. He like, why? I don't tell on you. I didn't tell on you last time when you tried to sneak in my room through the window. Right? So he telling me all the times that he haven't told on me. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, I got you. So Marky come upstairs. He like, Mom dipped. I'm like, yeah, she gone. He like, where you was at? I'm like, bro. And then you just see Caleb like, I'm like, I'll let you know your ice cream or your shake done. He like, I want to listen. I'm like, no, I don't want you to listen. Go. He like, I'm going to tell Mom. I'm like, how you going to tell Mom something? You know, tell Mom that you fake sick. So Marky say, he what? I'm like, he fake sick. He like, how he fake sick? We watched him go to the doctor. I say, show Marky, won't you walk, Caleb? So he started walking. So he like, wait, you not hurt no more? I'm like, and he did not. I repeat, he did not finish the whole day of skew. He had mama to come. So he faked it. How long he been faking it? So I'm like, so how long you been feeling better? He like, I don't know, maybe these many days. I don't know. I just want my milkshake. So I'm like, hold on, I'm going to tell you. Let me do this milkshake. So I do the milkshake. He like, and put a cherry on top. I'm like, that's for sick people. I'm like, a cherry on top. You don't get a cherry on top. He like, no, for sick people, they get Jell-O. Boy, here, put the cherry on top. He went upstairs. So as he go upstairs, Marky like, I'm going to tell. He like, you know what you can do, Marky? And he put his milkshake on the floor, and he was over the banister way, like how the way he was going upstairs, and he flipped. He flipped his shirt. He flipped his shirt up, and he told Marky, eat my booty. And then he flipped over like, and eat this. I went up there so fast, I grabbed a milkshake and I threw it away. I say, you never talk like that to your brother. What is wrong with you? He like, you're not mom. You can't tell me what to do. So he started hitting his head on the wall, and mom picture comes down. Now, all mama pictures had glass. I don't know why, but all her frames was made out of glass. She had like that glass, like you have to purchase it. It's like, oh, for this frame, it's $300-400. For a frame is crazy, and it was a family portrait. He like, I'm like, say what you did. So he like, I tell mama I did it. I tell mama. I'm like, you definitely gonna tell mama you did it, because he was trying to act all dramatic, bumping his head like he going crazy. So I go on here, boom. I get the stuff up, right? So Marky like, you should make him get it up. I'm like, no, he might cut himself. So you hit a bell. Ling, 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 ling. So I'm like, hey, that might be Roy. I'm like, go let him in. He like, all right, cool. So I'm getting the stuff. Hey, bro. I'm like, hold on. Here I come. I got to get the rest of the glass. He like, nah, you might want to come down here now. So I lean over the banister. I'm like, yeah. What? She like, can we talk? I'm like, why are you at my house? How you know how to get back to my house? She like, I told Kiki to drop me off. So it's Jazz inside the house. Marky let the girl inside. I said that might be Roy. Let Roy in. I didn't say let whoever is at the door in. So she like, can we talk? So I go downstairs. I'm like, why are you at my house? She like, I want to talk to you. Kiki told me everything. I'm like, told you what? So Marky like, wait, what'd she say? She like, Dad, only reason why you can't be with her because of your mom? I'm like, y'all still talking about my mom? She like, no. But that's what she just told me right now. So why you wasn't real with me? Why you didn't tell me? She like, why? And so I'm like, hold on, don't muff me. So Marky like, hey, hold on, wait, don't touch my brother. She like, why? So she get the pushing. I'm like, Jazz, chill. She like, and I liked you. I told my mom and dad about you. I'm like, you told your mom and dad about me. I'm like, I didn't know that. I'm like, I like you too. And not just that. Half of the people at the party, so she said she could point out the other girl because they had a semi-beef. So I was like, who? She remembered Piper. So she was like, so the Piper girl, let me guess. I'm like, you heard in class I said I smashed her. Right. But I thought you was just talking to be talking. I'm like, so you came here to check me. She like, I did. And she like, and it's okay. I won't say nothing else to you at school. I'm like, that's fine with me. I'm cool with that. I'm like, now can you leave? She like, I will. So Marky like, that's it? I'm like, man, hush. I open up the door. She like, I don't need you to open the door like you kicking me out. I'm like, just leave. She like, I can leave. I'm like, just leave. So she grabbed the knob. So now this girl is pulling. I'm like, stop pulling my door. She like, nah, cause you just trying to slam it. I'm like, I'm not. Just so I yell. I'm like, just leave. So Marky look, and then you hear Caleb come out like, what's going on? Caleb like, who is that? I'm like, get out. So she leaves. I shut the door. So now I'm heated. So I call Kiki. Kiki pick up. I'm like, why you drop this girl off in front of my crib. You know what I'm saying? She like, because that's your little girlfriend, right? You can. I'm like, so what it is? She like, well, we gonna be cool. I'm like, why you want to be friends with somebody that like me? She like, because I already knew that you was playing games with me. So since you want to play games, I'm gonna play games too. I'm like, my mom is right. You're crazy. Click. She calls back. I kept ignoring it. Why this girl start calling the house phone? So I'm like, oh my God, she kept calling back. So Marky like, just put all the calls on voicemail. So I put all the calls from the house phone on voicemail because she just kept, it was like she was hanging up, calling back, hanging up, calling back, hanging up. I'm like, she crazy. So Marky like, man, you mess with two crazy girls. You know how to pick them. I'm like, don't play with me. He like, that remind me of one of the girls I talked to. So we talking. So the day progressed or whatever. Roy never came back. My mom comes in the house. My mom lit. She like, hey. I say, DJ, hey, I'm finna go to the bar, have that drink. Look, I'm finna have Brenda and Stephanie. They finna come over. We finna keep it going because it's still my month. I'm like, what? Like, this is almost over, man. Because we get lit tonight. She like, you been taking care of my son? Did my son eat? I'm like, he wasn't really hungry. You know, he just kept requesting milkshakes. So she was like, let me go check on my baby to make sure my baby's still breathing. So she goes upstairs. Boom. Time progressed. My mom is out there at the bar. So I'm like, man, you know, in the back of my head, I'm like, I want to hit Jazz up. Because I felt like I would have told you, but you start hanging with the girl, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just going to play the game. So I'm chilling. I'm playing the game. So I grab my phone just to check it. I got a missed call. I look at it. It's Piper. So I'm like, it was like I couldn't catch a break. And I was like, man, all these girls, it seemed like they was bugging me. Like, it felt like a bug. Like, well, now what you want? So I call her back. I'm like, what's up? She like, you with your boo? I'm like, I don't got a boo. I'm like, you the one got the boo. Where Junior at? She like, stop playing with me. She like, I almost came to your house. I'm like, please don't. Like, please don't come to my house. So, you know what I'm saying? She talking to me. She like, why did you tell him you smashed me? I'm like, did I smash you? She like, but why would you say that in the classroom with all of them? I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, you're going to let this dude keep punking me? She like, you want to know the truth? I'm like, yes. She like, I'll tell you the truth tomorrow. I'm like, all right, cool. So she like, can I see you? I'm like, no, my mom home. She like, you never can come out. I'm like, actually, I was already out. I'm like, and when you saw me at the party, I was out. I said, so don't clown me. She like, ain't nobody clowning you. Boom. We hang up. Next day come. I'm on my way to school, right? I'm waiting on the bus. I see Roy out there busting serves. He's serving. So I'm like, it's cracking out. Like, it's early. Like, you know, it's in the morning, yawning. So he see me. I'm like, what happened? So he come, he like, yo, I play more. He like, let me roll up. So he rolling up. I see my bus. I missed the first bus because I'm going to be there early if I catch that bus anyway. So I still got time. I had to run a few times, get on the bus. Boom. I make it to school. I get straight in there now. I see that Jazz ain't at that locker anymore, right? It's another dude. So she swapped lockers. So I'm looking, right, as I'm at my locker, and I hear, like, I got my locker open like this, so I can't see. So I hear the other locker open. So I'm thinking it's her. So I'm finna peek over like, you still mad type. You know what I'm saying? I was finna say something like that. So I look, and I see it's a dude. So I'm like, I shut the locker. I look. I'm like, this not your locker. He like, oh, well, it wasn't my locker, but now it is. I'm like, what you mean? He like, oh, me and that girl down there, we swap lockers. I'm like, y'all swap lockers? He like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. He like, hey, neighbor. I'm like, all right, cool. He like, my name Josh, by the way. I'm like, oh, yeah. He like, oh, you don't shake hands? I'm like, no. But I'm like, oh, she on business. All right, cool. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna act like ain't nothing happened. As the day progressed or whatever, we get into class before lunch, right? Now I see, like, look, I see Julia walking past my class, right? And he making funny faces. And the winter like messing with me. So I'm like, can I go to the bathroom now? And my teacher was like, well, the class is about to be over, in a couple of minutes. I'm like, I can't hold it. Can I please? He like, all right, take the pass and go. So I took the pass. Boom. I went on head out there. As I go out there, he like, boo. I'm like, you scared me. He like, I knew you was scary. I'm like, I'm not. He like, hey. He like, we having a smoke out. I'm like, okay. He like, you want to come? I'm like, where the smoke out gonna be at? He like, oh, we're gonna be at a park. But he like, everybody gonna be smoking there on the bleachers. I'm like, what park? So he tell me, I'm like, oh, that park is kind of close to my crib. So he like, yeah, you want to come? I'm like, you don't even like me. He like, no, you cool, man. He like, I don't even care about the girl. He like, I was just doing it to mess with you. He like, she don't like me no way. I'm like, she like you, right? I'm telling like, she like you. So he like, so you down? I'm like, yeah, I'm down. He like, you know how to roll? I'm like, why? He like, cause you gonna be my personal roller. I'm like, I'm no one's personal roller. He like, I'm just messing with you. I'm like, all right, so boom. I go back into class. He did so. Am I mad now? I'm like, yo, so you want to be cool with me? I didn't know what was going on. So boom, we get out that class. It's time for lunch. So now Piper comes to the table. So she sits down. So I'm like, she like, so I told him, don't play with me like that. So I'm like, first off, hey. She like, yeah, hey. So I told him, first off, don't play. I'm like, wait, what's happening? She was like, no, I want to tell you something. I'm like, okay. I told him don't play no more with you like that. I don't like him, and I want him to respect me. I'm like, okay, it's cool. And so he was walking over there, and she was still talking like she did not stop. She did not stop talking, right? She did not stop talking as he was walking over there. So she was like, I like you. I know you doing your thing. You got other chicks. I'm like, I don't have other chicks. So Junior sat right there at the table. I'm sitting there. And so she's still talking. So I'm like, I don't know what make you think I got other chicks. She like, come on, I see. I'm not crazy. And then plus I saw at the party. I'm like, just like you was with him at the party. She was like, yeah, but friends. I'm like, if I wouldn't have known, I would have thought y'all was talking. So she was like, Junior, what I tell you? He like, oh, don't play with you like that no more. But we already talked. We cool. We going to smoke out. So she like, wait, y'all friends now? I'm like, yeah, we just cooling it. I'm like, I'm gonna go at a little smoke out with him. So she like, oh, I might come. I'm like, yeah, come. So he like, nah, don't come because you're gonna start problems, right? That's what he said. So boom, we end up enjoying our lunch period. Go to the next class. Everything going smooth. Boom, it's time to get out of school. As I'm getting out, you see Jazz, right? Already out there. Dang, that was fast. How did you get out? The bell had literally just rung like in your locker down there now. So she already out there. So as I'm walking, she like, can we talk? I'm like, hey, we can't talk. Your locker all the way down there, right? She like, stop it. Come here. So I come to her. So she like, do you got a problem with me talking to, you know what I'm saying, talking to your friend? I'm like, no, I don't. You moved your locker. Why did you move your locker, right? I was still stuck on why? Why did you move lockers down for me like if I'm contagious? Help me, Willis. So she like, well, because I was mad and I was upset and this and that. So she's talking to me, right, and telling me like the tea behind it. And so I was just like, yeah, no, we cool. I'm like, we all gonna be cool. Just keep her as a friend. So she like, so she was picking me up right now. You wouldn't be mad. I'm like, no, not at all. So as I'm talking to her and walking, Piper like, ugh. So I turn around, I'm like, ugh to you. She like, oh, right. I'm gonna let you go. And Jazz walk off. So I'm like, whatever. Piper didn't tell me to come here or nothing. All she said was ill. Like just making fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just still doing her own thing, walking off. So I go on here, boom, like, whatever. I go on ahead, I go to the crib. As I get off the bus, I see Beth, right? So Beth look at me and I look at Beth. So Beth like, what? I'm like, nothing. You looking at me. She like, you looking at me. I'm like, whatever. I don't want no problem. So I kept on walking. Boom. I gets in front of my crib, right? And I'm just standing there. I'm standing there like, please, God, when I go inside this house, if my mama in here, don't let her upset me. Because I had kind of like a tough day. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I had a confusing day. I goes in the inside. Again, Boo Man did not go to school. He eating chocolate chip cookies and dipping it in milk. In the dining room. Why is this dude not going to school? So my mama, I'm like, Mom, Caleb is I straight up told him, Caleb is perfect fine. She like, no, the doctor from the school called and said that he was sick and it felt like he had a fever and this and that. I'm like, Mom, he's eating chocolate chip. He like, I don't feel good. I don't. I'm like, Mom, when you left, he walked down perfectly fine without saying, oh, I straight snitched on him. I'm like, you can ask Marky. Here come Marky coming through the door. I'm like, Marky. I'm like, would you please tell Mom? So she say, Boo Man, are you faking it? He like, I'm like, tell the truth. He like, I am telling the truth. It still hurt right here. She say, if you lying, I'm finna take you to the doctor and they gonna let me know straight up if you still sick or not. So he like, she like, I know that face. He like, she like, so you not sick and I could have been having my peace and quiet and my free time for these hours and you, so, Boo Man, you got 5 seconds to get out of my face. 5. I'm talking about the way he flew. I say, look. He didn't say, ooh, none of that. He ain't say none of that. He hurried up and got out of Dodge. I say, Mom, look. So she said, why you didn't been tell me? How is this? The reverse card is on me. I didn't tell you because you wouldn't have believed me. So, but I didn't tell her that. I was saying that in my mind. So I was like, well, I just found out yesterday, but I'm like, I thought you knew. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna make him do some work. So she went downstairs, got on some website and was printing out like homework, like writing and cursive writing, all that, and was making him do work all day. And she had him down in the dining room. So I'm like, hey, Mom, my friend having like a little party at the park. Can I go? She like, you sure know you been up and out the house a lot lately. I'm like, yeah, but it's with my friends. She like, do I know these friends? I'm like, yeah, Raymond gonna be there. And I'm like, I was gonna take Marky too. And I'm like, is my other friend Dream from school? She like, from the alternative school? So you want me to trust you hanging out with somebody that's I'm like, but no, Mom, it's gonna be a lot of people there. She like, a lot of people, but not you. I'm like, Mom, please. I'm like, and you said I was doing good in school. I hit her with that reminder. So she said, okay. I'm like, it's right around the house too. I'm like, can I please go? She like, all right. You got 2 to 3 hours. She always timed me. Like, you don't understand how stressful that is. Like, especially like when I used to go to parties, like, and it was a little deep, like the distance, and she would let me if I would ask, boy. And even from school, like, she would tell you have these many minutes to get home. Like, what if something happened and it stopped? Like, it could be a traffic accident, anything. Like, we don't know, right? So she said I can go. So I tell Marky, like, hey, get dressed. I'm like, we finna go to this kickback. I'm like, we finna, right? I'm telling him, but I'm whispering. He like, how are we going? I just got my stuff back. Like, I ain't sneaking out. I'm like, no, ask Mom. Mom said, I can go since we've been doing good. He like, Mom said we can go. I'm like, yeah, but she did say like, oh, you been going out a lot lately. Yeah, to get away from you, evil lady. Like, you know, I'm talking about little smack. I'm talking about little smack in the back, right? So Marky get dressed. I get dressed. Caleb is in the living room. He like, so you just hear him crying, right? So I'm in the kitchen, but I'm looking at the dining room now. My mom, she in the back in the bar, probably having a drink or setting up or whatever she's doing back there, just doing her own personal thing. So I'm like, why you crying? Like I'm like, what? He like, leave me alone. So Marky come up there like, why you crazy? He like, leave me alone. So Marky like, leave me alone. He like, stupid. So he took his pencil like, pop. He like, I said, leave me alone. So Marky say, why you look like that when you did that? You like, my finger. I'm like, just tell mom that you don't want to do it no more. You like, I'm hungry. I'm itching. So he's saying he all this. So we laughing. And he's getting upset. So he took the paper and got to ripping it. So my mom come back during that opening. She say, I know you kidding me. I know you don't think you tough ripping up no baby. Like, they making me mad. She said, what y'all in here doing to my baby? I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm like, I just can't have to get something to drink and see if Mark was ready and he was crying. I was asking him why he was crying. He told me to leave him alone. I said, that was Marky marking him. Right? She said, leave my baby alone. She said, you listen to me. I don't want you to be like them. See, they on thin ice. See, I don't even trust them. See, I'm letting them out to get a little air because I got to. But see, I don't even trust them. But see, I trust you. See, I don't want you to start getting no bad habits, okay? I love you. You can tell me if you need to have some days off from school. Just tell me. He like, okay, butted him right up. But like, so the punishment didn't mean do this squat because you literally just went back on everything. Like you just punished him to go hug and kiss him and take it out on us. So boom, my mama said, y'all need to be leaving before I change my mind. I'm like, come on, let's go. So boom, we dip. All right, so Marky like, yo, let's stop at Raymond's. I'm like, why? He like, I want to get one bag. So I'm like, what? I'm like, come on. So we stop at Raymond's. He like, nah, put your money away. He roll up, blow with us, and give us a bag. So he like, we out? I'm like, oh, my friend, I'm like, from the school, he doing something at the park. He like, you think I can roll with y'all? I'm like, why not? The more the merrier. And then plus on top of that, I don't know how he rolling. He might have his people there. It might be an obligation and I need my knockers there. And it's only just me and Marky, right? So boom, he gone ahead, get his shoes on because he had like some different shoes. Right, put on some different shoes. Boom, he dips out. Now we make it up there to the park. When I say like, okay, now the park is big, so it's like soon as you get inside, you walk in there, you got the baseball field, tennis, volleyball, you know, people over there playing volleyball. Inside this building, swimming pools, it's all type of stuff, right? Basketball courts. This is a big park, a dog park. Like, so you could just pick a part of the park and just really just people barbecuing. This is a major big park. Like, it could hold, if it wanted to, like 2,000 to 3,000 people in this park. It's big, right? When you walk on the trail, you lead into these woods. So boom, we see them, we spot them, right, over there by the tennis court. So I see him, so he like, so I go over there, and he like, yo, you made it, like, talking to me like we buddies. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, I brought my guy. I'm like, Raymond, this Junior, this Raymond. He like, yeah, they call me JR, though, when I ain't in school. I'm like, we're calling you Junior. He like, here, roll this up. So I'm like, I told you I don't do no rolls. He like, come on, just roll this one up. He like, I got this one. So he showed me one that he rolled. So boom, I roll it up. I'm like, we're going to do it right here because polices will be walking inside the, you know, on the outside of the skirt of the park. And on top of that, they will park up and set a workshop and sit there and make sure, like, because it is kids going on a swing set. It's kids, adults, teenagers. It's a lot of people, right? So he like, I got an idea. So now it's about maybe 15, 20 of us. We goes inside on a trail. So we're smoking on a trail. I'm like, man, I'm like, he got some good. Like, Junior, he got some little goody good. So boom, Raymond, everybody just blowing and walking. Like, we not rotating the blunts. It's just like certain people got their own little crowd that they smoke. Like, it's supposed to be you bringing your own stuff, but I didn't know that. But we always come with one in a chamber. So boom, we come out the parkways, boom. So we see people hooping. So Junior like, yo, I want to hoop. So I'm like, yeah, me too. So we all get on the court. So it's me, Raymond, Mark, Junior, some guy that he was cool with, but he wanted to play on the opposite team, which I thought like, what? Like, this your people's? So boom, he ended up picking a random person. Junior just ended up picking a random person. Just was waiting on next. So we running a good game, right? Boom. Now it's getting very tight, very intense. Okay. So this tall dude, like, hey, I'm checking in for my brother. So Junior like, nah, he got to play the whole game. You got next. Like, because think about it. We're running up and down the court. We're getting super tired, right? And this dude just been sitting there waiting. He got full of energy. So Junior like, no, like, you got to wait. He like, man, you don't tell me, like, I run this court. You better ask about me. Straight like that. So Junior like, I ain't got to ask about nothing. You better ask about me. He like, and you see all my peoples over there? They was sitting on the bleachers and stuff. So he like, oh, is that a threat? He like, man, the dude like, I can make one call and shut this whole place down. So first off, not with me in it. Not with me in it. I'm gonna roll. How about I up and dip? How about I find a way to trail out this way, right? So he like, yeah, let me see you shut it down. So he like I said, I'm running this round. So I'm like, hey, Junior, it's no big deal. He like, you know what? All right, cool. So Junior was getting the ball, and Junior got the ball, right? Boom, I passed it to him. He took the ball. Threw the ball all the way across the other basketball court. So the other guy that was on the other team, like, hey, that was my ball. He like, go get my ball. So Junior like, tell him to run and go get it. He like, man, I ain't no dog. I don't go fetch nothing. I'm like, hey, y'all, chill. So Marky like, bro, this not your fight. Let them do them. This not your fight. So I'm like, all right, come on, we gonna go then. So Junior was like, yeah, what's up? He like, I don't care. I ain't never afraid to strike. He like, I strike. So dude like, strike then, strike. So I'm like, y'all chill. So Marky like, how you gonna say chill and you walking off? Cause I'm gonna get up out of Dodge. One thing I'm gonna get up out of Dodge just in case the police pull up. I ain't got time for no police being contacting my grandpapa, and I'm getting in trouble by my mama getting my room wiped out. So I start walking off. So all of a sudden you hear, oh, so Marky like, we gotta turn around. So Raymond like, yo, cause Raymond stayed over there. Raymond like, yo, come back. Bro, I walk back, go through the crowd. Junior going ham. He going all ape on this dude. Buko. So I'm like, yo, somebody gotta stop him. Dude was bleeding. He was leaking on the court. So everybody like, yo, chill. So I'm like, hey, come on. So I stopped Junior like, yeah, go get your people's not to shut down. He like, I'll be back. He was leaking. Marky like, yo, that was crazy. So Marky shaking him up. He like, man, I promise you, I ain't never afraid to strike. So I'm looking like, yo, you did that outside. So he like, man, somebody flame up. Now, mind you, I didn't know Junior could throw like that. He was throwing like if he was a pro. So I was like, man, you cut his lip up. He like, man, I don't play like that. He like, we was up here just having a good time. So as we talking, I promise you, dude wasn't even gone that long. Here come dude with a whole crowd, Joe. So I see him. I spot him first. So I'm standing on the bleachers. I spot him first. So I'm like, Marky, we gotta go. He like, well, I'm like, bro, look. So I'm like, Raymond. So Raymond like, hold on, I'm rolling. He like, I'm twisting this up. I'm almost done. I'm like, look up. So he looked. So Junior got his back turned. Everybody like kind of like just talking, like everybody just looking. But I'm standing on the bleachers. I can see like people coming inside the parkway. And you see him in a group. So you see him point. I'm like, hey, we gotta go. I'm like, we need to run. So I say, Junior. I'm like, look, dude back. He like, what? So Junior turn around. He look. He like, hey, y'all, come on, let's get ready. So I promise you, I was like, yo, if they pull out a gun, this is it. So I'm like, I'm not helping. Man, I got up out of there. Marky, let's go. Me and Raymond, we broke running. When we saw them running inside towards the bleachers, we ran, right? I turn around, we see a dude running behind us, right? We see a dude running behind us. So Marky like, hey, somebody chasing us, right? Because they thought that we was actually with the group. We was with the group, but we ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. We don't got nothing to do with what's going on. So I was just like trying to think maybe we should have been ran, and I probably ran late, but we was running. And so when I turned around when he said that, because I panicked, I turned around real quick. Look, I see somebody running behind us, but it's another person running behind the other person. So I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my God. So Marky like, let's just stop running. And he put his arm out. I'm talking about, I'm running like I just need to get home. Like, I just get me free. Raymond running like, yo, hold on. Marky like, yo, stop the press. He stopped us from running. So he like, man, we gonna take him straight up. So dude like, yeah, why y'all running? He like, put your hands up. Y'all just jump my boy. I'm like, hey, yo, ain't nobody jump your boy. So Marky like, no, watch out. I'm like, no. So he like, I'll take you. He like, here come the other dude like, and y'all jump my boy.